All right, so today we're going to be looking into silicone bongs.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so our listener is curious about this whole like alternative to glass thing, and
Yeah.
we're gonna break it all down for them.
Awesome.
So imagine you're like brand new to water pipes, where you're just like, hey, what is this all about? We're
Yeah.
gonna look at the pros, the cons, whether these things are safe, how to actually use one,
Love it.
and even like that whole thing about whether they hold on to smells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big question.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we're kind of seeing like a shift happening.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the materials that are being used for smoking devices are changing.
Totally.
And this whole move towards silicone, like, it makes you think about the whole experience,
Yeah.
for new users, even people who've been using glass for like years.
Right. So, okay, let's get down to basics.
Okay.
Silicone versus glass.
Okay.
One of the sources we have actually talks about dropping their silicone bong like multiple times
Oh, wow.
and no damage.
That's the dream. That really highlights the whole durability thing, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like you were saying earlier about that like sinking feeling when you drop a glass piece.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Silicone definitely takes away some of that anxiety,
Yeah.
especially for someone new
Yeah.
who's like, I don't want to break this thing.
Right.
I've
Exactly.
never even held one before.
So it kind of makes the whole thing less intimidating, right?
Totally.
It's less like you're handling something super fragile and more like something you can actually like relax with and enjoy.
Yeah. And like speaking of making things easier,
Mm.
this source also mentioned silicone bongs being more budget friendly.
Oh, interesting.
So that's cool.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like a more accessible entry point for people
Yeah.
trying to figure out what to try.
So, okay, so how about we unpack this table that we have from the source?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's comparing silicone and glass across a bunch of different factors. So we've got durability flavor, how easy it is to take on the go cleaning, and then, of course, like cost.
All right, let's break it down.
Okay, so first up, durability.
All right, so like right off the bat, silicone's the clear winner here.
Makes sense.
Glass it's fragile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
inherently.
Yeah.
That's just its nature.
And then, how about flavor?
Okay, so this source was pretty honest here.
Uh,
They said silicone might have like a slight impact on taste,
Interesting.
especially if it's not super clean.
Oh, okay.
But glass is known for its like purity in that sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Although I will say, like, some people might not even notice a difference.
Yeah.
It could just come down to personal preference and how sensitive you are to, like, those little nuances.
Totally.
Yeah.
And when it comes to portability, silicone wins again, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
It's lightweight, it's flexible, you could toss it in a bag.
Right.
You're not going to worry about it shattering into a million pieces.
Please, no.
Try doing that with a glass bong.
That's a nightmare.
All right.
Cleaning bee one.
Our source really emphasized like how easy it is to clean silicone.
Yes.
It's just soap and water, basically.
Compare that to glass, where you're, like, doing this delicate dance, trying to get in all the little nooks and crannies
So stressful.
without breaking it.
Oh my God, I know.
Right.
It's like so far silicone is sounding pretty low maintenance.
Yeah, definitely.
But let's get into safety.
Oh, safety first.
So the source mentioned food grade silicone being safe for smoking at like typical temperatures.
Right.
But what does that even mean, like food grade silicone?
That's a really good question. It's important to understand what that means.
Yeah.
So food-grade silicone is a specific type of silicone that's been tested and certified safe for contact with food.
Okay.
So that means it doesn't contain any harmful chemicals or fillers that could, like, leach into your smoke.
So basically it's the kind of silicone they use for things like baking molds and like kitchen utensils,
Like
things that are meant to withstand heat and not release bad stuff.
Exactly. And the source really stressed buying from reputable sources,
Yeah.
to make sure you're getting, like, high-quality heat-resistant silicone.
Right, like you don't want any surprises when things heat up.
No, you really don't.
So, okay, so we've established that food grade silicone is like safe to use.
Yes.
But how do you actually use a silicone bong?
Right.
Is it super different from using a glass one?
It's actually surprisingly similar.
Oh, okay.
So you fill the base with water just enough to cover the downstem.
Wait, hold on. Downstem.
Yeah.
So that's that little tube that connects the bowl to the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So the smoke travels through the water,
Got it.
and then you pack your herb into the bowl, light it up, and inhale.
Okay. So pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the source was saying, like, if you're familiar with using a glass bong, it'll feel very intuitive.
Oh, okay. So no need to relearn everything.
Nope.
You mentioned the water chamber, though. Is
Right.
that important for like all bongs, or is that just a silicone thing?
That's a good question. That's a key component of most bongs.
Okay.
whether they're glass or silicone.
Okay.
Yeah, it helps to cool and filter the smoke.
Makes sense.
So it makes for a smoother, less harsh inhale.
All right, so we've covered durability, safety, how to actually use a silicone bomb.
Yeah, we're getting there.
But now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, here we go.
Odor retention.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Right.
That's definitely like a common concern with silicone.
For sure.
Yeah. But, they actually offered a simple solution.
Oh, okay, what is it?
Just clean it.
Oh, okay.
Regular cleaning.
Okay, like how often are we talking?
Well, this source mentioned cleaning after each use
Oh, wow.
to keep things fresh.
So maybe a little more upkeep than glass.
Yeah, potentially.
It's still pretty manageable.
Yeah, for sure. And, when you compare it to the risk of breaking a glass bong,
Sure.
a little extra cleaning might seem like a small price to pay.
That's a really good point.
Right.
So, okay, so far, silicone is sounding like a pretty solid option, especially for like someone who's new to bongs or looking for something low maintenance. But before we get too ahead of ourselves,
Yeah, good point.
what did the source actually say?
Oh, yeah. Let's hear what they thought overall.
Yeah.
So they described silicone bongs as being like a relaxed, user-friendly option,
Okay.
especially for beginners.
Yeah, makes sense.
They particularly emphasized the durability and ease of cleaning
Okay.
as like major advantages.
Yeah.
And they said that makes them less intimidating for people who are new to water pipes.
So it really is like hitting on all those beginner-friendly aspects we've been talking about.
Right.
The durability,
Yeah.
the easy cleaning, and even like the affordability that we mentioned earlier.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it's like they're lowering the barrier to entry, making this whole thing more approachable.
And don't forget about portability.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Being able to travel with your bong easily.
Right.
That's a big plus for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
That can be really limiting with a delicate glass piece.
That's true, and this source wasn't shy about the fact that like silicone might affect the flavor a little bit.
Right.
But their message seemed to be that like the convenience and all those other benefits really outweigh that.
Especially for newcomers.
Yeah, especially for someone who's just starting out.
Exactly.
So it's all about finding the right balance for your needs.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're all about like practicality and ease of use, silicone might be perfect.
All right, so let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about like the bigger picture here.
Okay, the big picture.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that there's this whole like movement towards different materials in smoking devices. So
Right.
what's driving that?
I think there are a few things going on.
Okay.
Like on one hand, there's this desire for more like durable and functional products.
Right.
People are busy.
Yeah.
They want something that fits into their lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
without being like too precious or fragile.
Totally. No one wants to be stressing about breaking their bong every time they use it.
Right, exactly.
It takes away from the whole experience.
It really does.
And I think there's also like a growing appreciation for like the unique properties
Yeah,
of different materials.
totally.
Right? Like silicone has this incredible flexibility
Yeah.
and moldability that you just can't get with glass.
Right.
And it opens up possibilities for like new designs,
Absolutely.
shapes, even features.
It's a whole new world.
It's like a whole new wave of innovation in the bong world,
Yeah,
driven by this exploration of different materials.
exactly. And it's not just limited to silicone.
Oh, really?
We're seeing other materials too.
Okay.
Like acrylic and even ceramic are gaining popularity.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they all have their own advantages and disadvantages.
So it's like this whole evolution happening.
It really is.
And I'm so curious to see where it goes.
Me too.
But for now, let's bring it back to our listener
Okay.
and what they can actually like take away from all of this.
Yeah, what have we learned?
So we've explored silicone bongs.
Yeah, we went deep.
The good, the maybe not so good, the practicalities.
We covered it all.
We also touched on that bigger picture of like material innovation
The future of bongs.
in the smoking world. Exciting times.
So here's the million-dollar question.
Okay, hit me.
After this whole deep dive, would you be more inclined to try a silicone bong?
Ooh, that's a good question for our listener to think about.
All right.
Really consider everything we've talked about,
Yeah.
The durability, the ease of cleaning, the portability, the affordability.
Right.
Silicone really does offer like a unique set of advantages.
And remember, there's no right or wrong answer.
No, it's all personal preference.
It's what works for you.
Exactly. Some people might love it.
Yeah.
Some people might not.
Right.
It's about finding what fits your needs and your lifestyle.
So what advice would you give our listener who is like, okay, I'm thinking about taking the plunge.
Okay, so first of all, I would say do your research,
Yeah.
explore different brands and designs,
Okay.
read reviews from other users.
Good advice. Yeah. And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
There are so many resources online and specialty shops.
Yeah, don't just jump into the first thing you see.
Right.
Take your time.
Yeah. Explore your options.
Find something that really speaks to you.
And most importantly, have fun with it.
Yes.
Like, trying new things is part of the enjoyment.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We've been on a journey.
From the practical aspects of silicone bongs to, like, the broader trends in the industry.
The whole 9 yards.
But before we wrap things up,
Oh, there's more.
I have a feeling you have one final thought.
I do.
Oh, I love it when you do this.
I always have one more thing.
Lay it on me.
So we talked about the practicality and the ease of use of silicone.
Yeah.
But what if we take that a step further and think about the potential for, like, innovation in design?
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Silicone's flexibility and moldability open up so many possibilities
Okay.
beyond the traditional bong shapes.
Right.
Like, imagine collapsible designs for easy storage.
Wow.
Or bongs with, like, unique features and textures.
Yeah.
Even colors that you couldn't get with glass.
It's like the design world is just scratching the surface of what's possible with silicone.
We could see a whole new wave of, like, creative and functional smoking devices emerge,
Right.
pushing the boundaries of what a bong can be.
So it's not just about choosing between silicone and glass.
Right.
It's like recognizing that silicone represents a whole new way of thinking about bongs.
Totally.
It's about embracing the possibilities and being open to new experiences.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I think we've given our listener a lot to consider today.
Yeah, food for thought.
From the practicalities of using a silicone bong to the potential for future innovation.
We covered it all.
I think we explored this topic from all angles.
360 degrees.
So hopefully our listener is feeling a lot more informed about this alternative to glass bongs.
I hope so.
So go forth, dear listener, armed with the insights you've gained today.
Yes, explore.
Explore, experiment, discover what works best for you.
And hey, if you do decide to try a silicone bong,
Yeah,
let us know.
we'd love to hear about your experience.
Until next time, happy smoking.
Happy smoking.
And they said, like, that makes silicone bongs less intimidating for those new-to-water pipes.
Right. Yeah, it seems like they really hit on those like beginner-friendly aspects that we've been talking about. The durability, the easy cleaning, even the affordability we talked about. It's like they're really like lowering the barrier to entry.
Yeah.
You know, making this whole experience more approachable.
And don't forget portability.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Being able to easily travel with your bong.
Right.
Huge plus for a lot of people.
For sure.
That can be really limiting with a delicate glass piece.
Yeah. And this source wasn't shy about the fact that silicone might impact flavor a little.
Right.
But their overall message seemed to be that, like, the convenience and all those other benefits,
Yeah.
they outweigh that minor drawback.
Especially for newcomers.
Especially for someone just starting out.
Exactly.
So it's all about finding the right balance for your needs.
For sure.
Right.
And if you prioritize practicality and ease of use, silicone might be the perfect fit.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about the bigger picture.
A bigger picture.
You mentioned earlier that there's this movement towards different materials
Yeah.
in smoking devices. So
Yep.
what's driving that change?
I think there are a few factors at play.
Okay.
On the one hand, there's this desire for more durable and functional products.
Right.
People are leading busy lives.
Yeah.
They want something that fits into their lifestyle without being too precious or fragile.
Right. No one wants to be stressing about breaking their bong every time they use it.
It's
It tucks away from the whole experience.
It really does.
And I think there's also a growing appreciation for the unique properties
Yes.
of different materials.
Totally.
Silicone, for example, offers this incredible flexibility and moldability
Yeah.
that you just can't get with glass.
You can-
And it opens up possibilities for new designs, shapes, even features.
Absolutely. It's a whole new world.
It's like we're seeing a whole new wave of innovation in the bomb world,
Yeah.
driven by this exploration of different materials.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to silicone.
Oh, really?
We're seeing other materials like acrylic and even ceramic gaining popularity.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Each with their own advantages and drawbacks.
Right. It's all about finding the right material for you.
So it's like this whole evolution happening.
It really is.
It's exciting to see where it goes from here.
I agree.
But for now, let's bring it back to our listener
Okay, back to the listener.
and what they can take away from all of this.
Yeah. What did we learn today?
We've explored the ins and outs of silicone bongs,
We went deep.
the good, the maybe not so good, and the practicalities.
We did it all.
We also touched on the bigger picture of material innovation in the smoking world.
The future of bongs.
So the million-dollar question is,
Okay.
after this deep dive, Would you be more inclined to try a silicone bong?
Ooh, that's a great question for our listener to ponder.
Right.
Think about what we've discussed, the durability, the ease of cleaning, the portability, and the affordability.
Yeah.
Silicone really does offer a unique set of advantages.
And remember, there's no right or wrong answer here.
No, it's all personal preference.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about finding what fits your needs and lifestyle.
So what advice would you give our listener who's considering taking the plunge into the world of silicone bongs?
I would say do your research,
Okay.
explore different brands and designs,
Yeah.
read reviews from other users,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Good advice.
There are tons of resources available online and in specialty shops.
Yeah, don't just jump into the first thing you see.
Exactly.
Take your time, explore your options, and find something that really speaks to you.
And most importantly, have fun with it.
Yes.
Trying new things is part of the enjoyment.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We have,
From the practical aspects of silicone bongs to the broader trends in the industry.
the whole shebang.
But before we wrap things up,
I know what's coming.
I have a feeling you have one final thought to share.
I always do.
I love it. Lay it on me.
Okay, so we talked about the practicality and ease of use of silicone.
Yeah.
But what if we take that a step further and think about the potential for innovation in design?
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Silicone's flexibility and moldability open up a world of possibilities beyond the traditional bong shapes we're used to.
Okay.
Imagine collapsible designs for easy storage,
Oh.
or bongs with unique features, textures, and even colors that you just couldn't achieve with glass.
It's like the design world is just scratching the surface of what's possible with silicone.
Exactly. We could see a whole new wave of creative and functional smoking devices emerge,
Wow.
pushing the boundaries of what a bong can be.
So, dear listener, as you delve deeper into this world of silicone bongs, keep an eye out for those innovative designs. You might stumble upon the next big thing in smoking technology.
That's a great point.
And that brings us to the end of our silicone bong deep dive.
We did it.
We've covered a lot today, from the practical benefits to the potential for future innovation.
I'm exhausted.
Hopefully you're feeling a lot more informed about this alternative to traditional glass bongs.
I hope so.
Remember, knowledge is power,
It really is.
especially when it comes to making choices about your smoking
You
experience.
got it.
So go forth, dear listener, armed with the insights you've gained today.
Explore, experiment, and discover what works best for you.
And hey, if you do decide to try a silicone bong, we'd love to hear about your experience.
We would.
Until next time, happy smoking.
Happy smoking.
Yeah, it's wild to think that just the material of the bong can change so much.
I know, right?
We talked about it being more durable, easier to clean, but you brought up a good point about design,
Oh, yeah.
silicone's flexibility. It opens up so many possibilities.
Oh, man.
Like collapsible bongs for storage,
Right.
maybe even intricate design molded right into the silicone.
Like you said, it gives designers a whole new set of tools to play with.
Who knows what kind of crazy bongs we'll see in the future?
Right.
And it's not even just about aesthetics.
Right.
Silicone could change functionality too.
Totally. Like imagine a bong with built-in ice catchers or percolators,
Oh, wow.
all seamlessly integrated into the design.
So it's not just about looking cool, it's about actually improving the smoking experience.
Exactly.
That's what makes this whole shift to silicone so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just a material change, it's a whole new way of thinking about bongs.
A whole new era of bongs.
Exactly. So for our listener, it's not just about choosing silicone or glass.
Right.
It's about recognizing that silicone represents something bigger.
Like a whole new approach.
Yeah, embracing new possibilities,
Right.
being open to new experiences.
Love it.
I think we've given our listener a lot to think about today.
Yeah, a lot to unpack.
From actually using a silicone bong to the future of bong design.
We went deep.
We really covered it all.
Hopefully we sparked some curiosity out there.
Yeah.
Maybe even inspired our listener to do some more research.
Absolutely. There's so much more to learn.
There really is.
So go forth, dear listener, and discover.
Find your perfect bong.
And hey, if you do try a silicone bong,
Yeah,
let us know.
we want to hear about it.
Until next time, happy exploring.
Happy exploring.